Daytime television is adjusting to New York City's latest snow day. On Monday, February 23rd, both Live with Kelly and Mark and The View went audience-free again in their studios as a major nor'easter slammed the East Coast the night before. While public schools got a snow day and non-essential travel was banned in New York City until Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, little got in the way of the day's broadcasts. Live hosts Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos revealed during their February 23rd episode that they were continuing the show as usual, just with a change in their audience and a change in their own plans. A clip shared to the Live with Kelly and Mark Instagram shows apparent staffers in the first few rows of the studio seats cheering on the hosts, alongside the caption, "A snow day couldn't stop us." Mark and I spent the night in a hotel last night. Ripa, 55, revealed of their preparation. The hotel across the street from the studio, which I thought would be an easy commute, but as it turns out, it was a very difficult commute because drudging through the snow was hard, and the wind was very blustery, she added. Elsewhere during the episode, it was revealed that longtime executive producer Michael Gelman was stuck in Florida, while Ripa also joked she was thrilled that we rushed home from Palm Springs in the 80-degree sunshine. "This happens, as you said, every 10 years, Consuelos, 54, said, with Ripa adding, "We've been together for every major blizzard that has struck this city." While Consuelos said he hopes they're together for a few more, Ripa quipped, "May we never endure another blizzard." The View also went without a standard audience on Monday, with host Whoopi Goldberg tuning into the day's panel remotely from a video call. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what People has to offer, from celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Per NBC News, the latest storm to hit New York City is being billed by officials as potentially one of the 10 worst to hit the city in 150 years. The nor'easter will continue to pummel the eastern seaboard through Wednesday, February 25th, per the National Weather Service. The latest episode of Live comes just days after Ripa celebrated her 25th anniversary on the show as well. During the Friday, February 20th episode, Ripa and Consuelos' 28-year-old son, Michael Consuelos, appeared to congratulate his mother. Other special guests included Art Moore, David Muir, Jerry O'Connell, and Gelman. When I joined the show, I honestly did not believe I would be here longer than 3 years. I really didn't. But it really is the family and the group of people, many of whom you will never see, that make this show what it is, Ripa said. And ultimately, the thing that makes this show what it is all of you. Our audience. Both in-house and at home, who let us in, she added. To everybody here, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Especially to my co-host. You brought something to us all that we didn't know we were missing, which is your love, your warmth, and your overall zeal for life. I feel like I did when I joined the show 25 years ago. Every day since you've been here. Live with Kelly and Mark airs weekdays. Check local listings. The View airs weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ABC. It was the kind of morning New Yorkers remember for decades. The streets a soft, merciless white. The sky a low, pewter blanket, and every plan that relied on dry shoes and a short commute folded inward like a paper boat. Yet inside a studio framed by familiar lights and a set that has become part of countless breakfasts and commutes, the cameras rolled on, the banter went on, and two hosts who know their city intimately did what they always do. They figured out how to carry on. Behind the polished desk, the explanation came as casually as a throwaway joke between longtime partners in crime. Mark and I spent the night in a hotel last night, she told viewers, smiling as if revealing a small secret. The hotel, it turned out, was literally across the street from the studio, a plan meant to be sensible, safe, and slightly glamorous. But when a nor'easter that meteorologists later described as possibly one of the worst storms in the city's modern memory decided to complicate the morning, even that short walk became a small expedition. They ran through the scene like seasoned improvisers. The hotel idea, perfect on paper. The reality, boots sinking into drifts, wind that felt like it was trying to push them right out of Broadway and into the Hudson, and every step a reminder that the city had become an enormous, elegant snow globe, beautiful to look at, but not designed for quick, reliable travel. Kelly's description of drudging through the snow and Mark's wry sides about blustery winds painted the simple human image behind the headline. Two people who make a living seeming effortless on live television, doing the awkward, humble work of just getting there. For the production team, the meteorological drama meant adjustments. In a city where daytime talk shows are as constant as the subway, the decision to go audience-free rippled through schedules and logistics. Both their show, Live with Kelly and Mark, and another stalwart of daytime conversation, The View, moved forward without the usual roar of a live crowd. Instead, staffers, the unsung heroes who build segments, run cameras, and keep coffee warm, took their places in the front rows, cheering on hosts who have for years made an art of connecting directly with an in-studio audience. The dynamic changed, but the spirit did not. There was an added note of challenge. The show's longtime executive producer, Michael Gelman, would be out of reach that day, stuck hundreds of miles away in warm Florida, where travel plans had intersected with the storm in an unhelpful way. His absence was a reminder of the domino effect weather can have on live broadcasts. One person stranded, another shoveling out a driveway, and suddenly the choreography everyone takes for granted requires improvisation. The hosts mentioned Gelman's predicament with affection, humor, and a little theatrical longing, a humanizing thread that made viewers feel like they were in the room with friends dealing with the same forces everyone else was facing. Across town, the panel-on. The View adapted in its own way. One of its familiar voices tuned in remotely. The sight of a beloved host appearing via video from a cozy, snow-sheltered living room added a sense of national camaraderie. In a year that has already reminded us of stormy unpredictability, the day showed the strength of live television's flexibility, the way community can be reassembled in rows of swivel chairs, in panels viewed by cameras, and in the small acts of getting to work when the weather pushes back. If there was a through line to the morning's conversation, it was one of gratitude threaded with disbelief. Gratitude for the people who showed up, even if they were staffers rather than ticket holders. Gratitude for the technology that allowed a colleague to join remotely, and disbelief at how quickly New York had been blanketed. Kelly, who had just celebrated a landmark anniversary on the program a few days earlier, gave a line that cut somewhere between relief and wonder. She was thrilled, in the slightly hyperbolic way only a performer can be, that she and Mark had rushed home from sunny escape in Palm Springs, and then promptly had to endure the opposite extreme. The exchange was quintessentially New York. We will travel to find warmth, but we will return to the storm, because this is the city that matters to our work, our family, and perhaps most importantly, our audience. There is a rhythm to life in the city that people who work on live television learn to read like sheet music. When the city speaks, with a march of snow, an outage, a transit alert, the players adjust their tempo. Kelly and Mark's hotel night was not a glamorous anecdote as much as a practical move rooted in that rhythm. Staying across the street was a hedge against uncertainty. It was the difference between an on-air cancellation and a half-hour makeup, between disappointment and a measurable continuity that audiences who rely on their morning cues expect. For viewers, the spectacle is seamless. For those who make it, there are layers of small decisions and quiet compromises. What the cameras did capture that morning was not merely the blizzard, but the intimacy of a team rallying. The front rows of staffers cheered in a way that felt both earnest and defiant, as if to say, yes, the city is under a blanket, but we are not. This scramble back to basics, manpower in place of ticket holders, quick changes in producer oversight, was theatrical in its own right, a reminder that the show's magic is assembled piece by piece and person by person. And on television, where every human gesture is amplified, those small acts of solidarity become part of the story audiences remember. Kelly's reflections about being together for every major blizzard that has struck this city were partly a throwback to romance and partly an admission of professional persistence. Over decades, broadcast figures sometimes become weather markers in viewers' lives. The anchor who reads the hurricane report, the host who goes into the storm to report live, the couple who find ways to keep a show on the air no matter what. There is an odd comfort in that, shared history against shared heart.